Good afternoon. My name is Tomas Vacha and I'm representing team Participatory Planning and Design. We are a group mostly of social scientists. We were joined by an economist as well this year. And we're focusing on engaging stakeholders and end users in research projects and in urban innovation projects. And we focus in general on human and social aspects of innovation. And the project I'll be talking about focuses on quality and sustainability in public construction projects. The project is motivated by our previous experience with working with municipalities. Cities and towns were approaching us seeking help with their construction projects, specifically with preparatory phase of construction projects. And we were working with a couple of them after. While we realized there was a pattern or repetition of what they needed and what they needed help with. So we decided that we would develop methodology, framework and tools for them that would help them in the process of preparing construction projects. The main output of the project is methodology and a web-based tool. And we also have 2 pilot projects as well. You can see that the technical agency of Czech Republic founded the project. We also have a national network of health cities as our application garant helping us. And the project is still ongoing, ending March 2021. Our director, Lukáš Ferkl, mentioned that working and collaboration between UC's departments is important. And I think our project is a good example of doing that. We have 3 different departments involved. We also work with people from Faculty of Architecture and Faculty of Information Technologies of our university. They're helping us with the web tool. The idea is to cover all aspects of the construction projects and provide cities with a comprehensive tool. But it's also useful for us as researchers to work together on defining common vocabulary and framework so we can collaborate more efficiently in the future. There are 5 topical areas, each of them represented with 1 or 2 researchers. There's Štěpán Mančík, an architect, urbanist, Eliška Pomijová. Jiří Ploz, who is also guarantor of the project, is a legal expert. Tomáš Matuška is dealing with energy systems in the buildings. And there's me and my colleague Marek Liška looking at stakeholder engagement. And Michal Kuzmič now joined with Wojciech Belš looking at territory and building economics. And there are 2 cross-cutting topics, sustainability and life cycle approach. Now, at the beginning, we started with putting together our expert knowledge and defining what's important from our perspective in construction project. But as we try to do in all of our projects, we went to talk with stakeholders to understand their needs. We started by survey for municipalities, and then we had a series of workshops again with municipalities. Then there were suppliers and architects and building companies basically, and last government and NGOs that are representing cities or working with cities. And we also have 2 pilot projects I mentioned. One is now about to finish and the second one starts right after. And just to sum up what we learned, municipalities, especially the smaller ones, don't have enough personal capacity and expertise to handle the preparatory phase of more complex projects or projects that are innovative, focusing on sustainability. They don't have time and money they could invest into that, and also they struggle with finding external services and experts that would help them in this phase. Municipalities fund the legislation around public procurement to be confusing. There's a lack of guidance and templates, examples that would help them procuring on quality rather than just money as the main criteria. In general, they are lacking support from state and local governments, but this is now changing. There are some regions that provide support for municipalities, but this is on high demand right now. And another thing we learned is that the investments tend to follow funding opportunities rather than long-term investment plans of the city or village. And the way those funding schemes are designed contributes to creation of rushed projects that very often have emphasis on just one aspect, like energy or mobility, because they want to get the funding for that, and the rest isn't really thought through. But the municipalities are keen to make good public buildings, and some of them already managed to prepare very good projects, and they're happy to share that with other cities. They share documents with us that we could use in the project. So it's not all bad, and definitely there are good examples to work with. Now, there are some of the key principles of our methodology. We, as I said, focus on preparatory phase of the project because this is what the municipalities struggle the most with. We want to design universal tool that will be useful for any public construction project focused on buildings. With variations for new buildings and renovations, with options based on different energy standard of the building, the scale of the project, etc. But a universal sort of scheme. It's important to reflect municipal processes. We took key milestones that are linked to decisions the municipality needs to make and documents that city council needs to approve. And we are looking at the municipality as a coordinator rather than work of individual experts. We will provide templates and draft documents. We will link our methodology with other resources that are available. And we want to help the cities to delegate the work and to procure experts more easily. Now, we needed to break down the life cycle of the building into steps. Steps that would be small enough to be describable, but large enough to be universal for any type of project and any type of expertise. Anybody could follow them. And this was surprisingly challenging at the beginning. We started with something that was way too complex, and then we worked towards what you see right here. So, there are 4 phases, each of them divided into 3 or 2 stages. Each stage has a template form that represents the main output of the stage, and it's the document that the city council approves in the end. And then linked to this document are activities. There are specific blocks of work that together contribute to the successful completion of the stage. And as I said, we focus on the first stage, even though we will describe others in the methodology. Only those will have activities assigned to them. Now, this is what the cities will get when they will be using our tool. That will be free, of course. It's a couple of the green ones are sort of information text on life cycle, how to procure and quality, about sustainability in construction projects, text on each thematical areas I describe later, and on procuring experts into the project. Then there is a list of phases, stages, and activities, each of them with their own description, and then this most important template. And there are some additional things like examples of good practice, external links, and downloads. And this is the final sort of structure. The tool will be Wikipedia sort of based platform, meaning that there will be links between individual parts of the methodology, and we want to make everything as compact, short, and to the point as possible. So let's say you completed stage 1. You already know that you want to approve investment plan to be made. So you open investment plan here, and you read something about it, and then you open the template for the document. You have instruction, and you know what you're supposed to fill in. Then to sub-chapters, you have activities. So let's say that this sub-chapter would be energy concept, and there we have activity that will guide you through making energy concept. So you know what the purpose of that is, and maybe you have a link to the text on life cycle or sustainability. You know what it is, you have variance described, so you know that the extent can differ based on the energy standard you have. You have the role and competencies of people and municipality described. There's a guidance on how to delegate the work, how to maybe procure external experts. You have linked to other activities that you maybe need to finish before you can start with this one, because they feed into that. And what's important, at each stage and each activity, you have described reasons to stop the process and revert back. And the tool is designed in a way that it will stop you as soon as possible in the process. So it won't let you to finish something if you don't have prerequisites, if there's something that could block you in the process. So the whole idea is to save municipalities time and money and link them to what's already there and provide them templates that can open, use, and start writing in, because that's what we learned they really need. And that's all from me. Thank you very much. The tool will be ready in the spring, so we're still working on that. Thank you.